Hi guys, I'm Matt.
And I'm Rabea.
And this is Sounds Like on Andertons TV.
So Matthew.
Yes.
Who are we doing today?
Today we are going to try and sound like the band Oasis.
Matt's favourite band.
Beer's favourite band.
There are some obvious gear choices that I think we'd be stupid to miss, and even someone that doesn't listen to Oasis very much, I could guess. I've seen countless videos of them playing a hollow-bodied Gibson guitar.
Yeah.
You know, sounds to me like they use British amplification.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be two kind of quite similar rigs this time. We've got Noel Gallagher on lead, and then Paul Athers, and then I think up until about midway through their career, Jem Archer.
Okay.
Both played kind of similar guitars. In fact, I think one of them was borrowing Noel's gear, so it's kind of,
there you go.
Yeah, similar stuff.
Obviously goes without saying, this is Sounds Like, so it needs to be a giggable rig. It costs no more than £1,500 within reason. We can go over a little bit, but that's the vibe. So I guess we should go and get some guitars first.
So let's look at Noel Gallagher first, I reckon.
Noel.
Noel.
So obviously we'll go to the Epiphone section because we're most likely to find the best guitar for Noel.
I think we are.
This way.
So early in Noel's career, or Oasis's career, and Noel, he played a lot of Les Pauls, Epiphone Les Pauls, and then on to Gibson as they got bigger and he got richer. I think his most famous guitar possibly was the Union Jack semi-hollow.
Yeah, I now remember that one.
Yeah, really, really famous. I think that was their Nebworth gig.
Well, I don't know if there's anything really we can... I mean, looking at the Epiphone selection here, there's clearly a load of fitting guitars on the bottom row.
The Union Jack guitar was a Sheraton.
Yes.
With the distinctive headstock you see here.
Well, I mean, forgive me for being obvious, Matthew, but I mean, if the most famous guitar was a Sheraton, then we may as well get a Sheraton. This is a lovely looking guitar, and again, for the price point, there isn't a price tag on this guitar, but from memory, we're talking around £550, maybe slightly less, but it's between £300 and £500. They're kitted up as well. I mean, you've got the vintage output humbuckers, lovely sort of two-tone drop burst, coil splittable pickups, lovely inlays, and again, they just look really well made.
And it's only $499.
And it's $499, so I was pretty accurate.
That was not a bad guess.
These are actually really classy for the money as well. Like, they actually look the part, so this might not be exactly nail on the head for looks with Noel Gallagher, but it certainly will sound like him. You need something similar.
I need something fair. Oh my god, that's close. So I need something fairly similar. Jem Archer at least played semi-hollows.
Okay.
335, he was quite well known for playing. But again, like a lot of these bands, as they get bigger and they experiment with more gear, so you could say that Noel could go with a Les Paul, and
you could,
and Rhythm goes with the semi-hollow. But what do you think?
I say we go with the most traditional, most obvious in people's minds.
At the height of fame.
Yeah.
All right, so this is an Epiphone Dot, £329.
Considerable price difference between the two.
Well, considering they're like reasonably similar. Beautiful looking guitar though, and I think actually the Jem Archer was famous for playing a semi-hollow in a wine red colour. So I think,
there you go.
As you know, this sounds like not looks like, but looks always help.
We're on point there, Matt.
I think we are. So we'll try this.
So now it's time to choose an amplifier or two.
One each.
And as I said before, I think there's quite a British sound to Noel Gallagher's sound. So one would assume Marshall, maybe Orange, maybe Vox, you know, in that region of amplifiers.
Doing some research, he used them all. At some point,
that doesn't surprise me.
He used solid state Marshall with a Vox really early on, and then I think in the studio a lot he used big Marshalls as well as a load of other stuff for cleans.
Okay. Well, I mean, the thing that we have to bear in mind at this point is that they're not massive pedal users, or at least in terms of the sounds they get on the records, they don't sound like it's pedals, tops on top of pedals. You know, we're not talking modulations, reverbs, and delays. So we could maybe stretch the amp budget out a little further and get something a bit dearer, so that we get more accurate straight from the guitar amp. I don't know.
Well, you've got your guitar was £500.
Yeah, so I've got
£1,000 to go.
It's £939. So I mean, if I was to do that,
The thing is with Noel Gallagher, he uses this tube screamer or has used in the past for some of the Oasis stuff. Apparently only for solos, for some lead playing.
I mean, realistically, the Jubilee combo is too dear. I mean, if it was 850 quid, I'd probably do it.
The Gem Archer amp is a Vox, so we could both go Vox, both Epiphone semi-hollow.
I'm interested to see what happens if we do that. What about if you got the Alnico Blue and I got the greenback? Because the greenback's Alnico Blue's slightly warmer.
Okay.
And then we just both get Vox AC15s?
And then you'll need a delay and if you can afford one, a tube screamer, or even the Mini.
Let's go have a look at the Vox and work that out.
You have a Alnico Blue speaker in there, and I have greenbacks. Alnico Blue's a little bit more expensive, about £730. Mine's about £530.
So I'm already 500 with the guitar, 730 with the amps, that's 1230. And then I just need a delay pedal and a tube screamer.
Yeah.
Which is I've got that in my budget. So.
And to be honest, I think I'm set.
Really?
So I'm hitting like £850 or thereabouts.
That's great.
So probably the cheapest rig we've had so far.
On to pedals then.
Yep.
So I am looking for a delay pedal because some of the tracks with the lead stuff has delay, obviously. So I'm pretty sure it was the Roland Space Echo that Noel used to use, which they don't make anymore. I'd be tempted to go DM2 with Wisecraft analog delay just because my budget can allow it, and also it's really the only pedal I'm going to need, other than maybe a tube screamer. So let's have a look. So I've got my DM2 Wisecraft, which some of you may argue is overqualified for the rig, but considering I was only on 1230 with the guitar and amp, I've got a couple hundred quid to play with.
Out.
So I only need this and a tube screamer.
So we'll pick one out about the back.
Yeah, because they have the TS9 down here and some of the Ibanez pedals. This is where you would find the mini tube screamer and the normal TS808. But they're not on display, so we'll get one out the back.
And I've picked up some handy Oasis themed accessories just to make it even more legitimate, in case we were all wondering that we weren't British enough.
Well, we're just patriots, aren't we?
That's us.
So we should go and see what it sounds like. We made it back to the video room.
Yes, once again, here we are.
We are certainly here, Matthew.
Yeah, we brought all our delightful gear in our quest to sound like Oasis.
In fact, that is very true. And it's been quite easy. And I'm not saying that for any other reason then. They've got great sounding, very straightforward gear.
Definitely.
If you listen to the recordings, there's no doubt about the fact it's well recorded.
Yeah.
And some of the guitar tones really are just very good sounding. Just nice, British, crunchy, jangly. There, you know.
Well, like we said before, they've used like a load of different amps over, in the studio and over time as they got bigger. And yeah, I think that what we've picked is kind of British and reminiscent of the sound they would have. So
I'm pretty happy with the tones. I think it certainly works.
Again, with sounds like we're always going for that kind of
all-rounder.
The all-rounder kind of iconic stuff as much as we can. So.
It's near impossible to pinpoint the exact tone of 3 minutes into that song, like it's doable, but this is about getting a general overall tone that makes you go, it does actually sound like it a bit. That's the idea.
beautiful Epiphone Dot here, which is a lovely guitar, and it's £329, so it's ridiculous. It's a bargain. Made in China, semi-hollow body. It's just a really nice guitar. Does exactly what it says. It's got Epiphone humbuckers in it as well.
They're quite hot humbuckers as well, actually.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a little twiddle.
Twiddly do.
Twiddly do.
That's really present, isn't it?
It is really present, but really nice, thick and warm.
We've been riding the gain on that amp different, haven't we? The couple of tunes we had higher gain, because there's a few moments on that supersonic, isn't it? Where it's actually quite a distorted tone.
It is, yeah, and it's more power chordy type stuff. So yeah, a bit more high gain than the kind of Wonderwalls. Or Don't Look Back in Anger, even. And
you've got the Greenback AC15, is that correct?
I do, yeah. So our amps are identical except for different speakers. The Alnico Blues and Beers are, like we said earlier, loads more expensive, but arguably they sound a little bit nicer. But to be fair, for the price difference, I'm surprised at how good this sounds. So yeah,
and it's loud.
Yeah, it is really loud.
It's very loud in the room.
How loud does it go?
I'm not going to find out.
It's not fine.
But I mean, that's pretty much. Wait, don't forget the most important part of the rig.
Oh yeah, I have this by Levy's. This is a St George's Cross, which is, for those who don't know, this is the England flag.
Not the United Kingdom, the England flag.
Just England. So, yeah, I'm representing.
There you go. And it's quite an appropriate looking rig for the band as well. So
yeah, it's plenty Britpop. Yeah. And but there again, as we say with a lot of the rigs we choose, is you could play a lot of different music on this.
Yeah, you could.
And the amp's great. It's good. It's good for gigging. And also, the best thing about this rig is that it costs about 860 quid. Perhaps we could have got something a little bit more expensive. I don't think I have enough budget for a Gibson. I could have got a higher wattage Vox.
Or a higher end Epiphone.
Or a higher end Epiphone,
But it was the specific look and sound I think we're going for, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm pretty happy.
This is an Epiphone Sheraton. We've used these quite a lot across the series that we've done before for guys like B.B. King, Guns N' Roses, The Strokes, that kind of thing. But they don't fail to impress.
Just to stop you there though, B.B. King, The Strokes, and Guns N' Roses, it just kind of demonstrates the variety of stuff you can catch, because they are obviously very, very different artists.
Yeah, and also there will be more specific models of this guitar, maybe different pickups, but what I was saying was it's this shape, this look, you know. Yeah. So this is the Epiphone Sheraton. As we said before, it's made in China, it's $499. The features, as we said before, great. So we've got the vintage voiced output humbuckers, coils splittable, great inlays, nice inlay on the top there. And as Matt said earlier, that's running straight into the Alnico Blue equipped Vox AC15. And I've got it on the top boost. We're both using the top boost inputs.
We are. It's a bit more high gain.
Yeah. So if I show you the sort of bass tone that I've got before we get into pedals, so we've got. It does have a very, very nice British bark to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. To be honest, I think if it was a choice for the extra few £100, I think you're onto a winner there. Just for that little bit more.
This guitar strikes me as the type of guitar that would serve you a lot of years. You'd get a lot of mileage out of it. It feels durable, and it would be a great recording guitar because the pickups are really quite nice. And again, like I said, that's what I'm running the amp. That's the amount of gain I've got running in the amp. So you can dig in and get a bit more. And it barks back, or you can coil split it down. So, I mean, that was just a bridge. There's plenty of other tonal options you can have, but we're focusing just on that. On the pedal board type thing we have this big black box that you can see.
Yep.
We're using the Boss DM2 Wazacraft edition. So that's the original analog delay that they brought out way back when. It's a great pedal.
It is.
It sounds like this.
There you go. What more can you want? Noel Gallagher isn't particularly known for using loads and loads of pedals.
No.
Especially in the Oasis days, which is kind of where we are,
Yeah.
where we're focusing on particularly. But delay is one of the things he brought in for some of his lead stuff.
Yeah, because it just helps, gives you a bit more sustain.
It does, gives you a bit more room and a bit more space.
And I haven't dialed this in with any specific song or in mind. It was literally just to thicken up some of the lead. So I'll do it again. I mean, it's barely anything, but if I was to then play some lead.
That sounds lovely, doesn't it?
It just smoothens it out. And then next to it, we've got the Ibanez TS9 Tube Screamer. We were going to get the TS808 reissue, but wasn't available, unfortunately, and it's more dear.
Yeah.
Even though that's probably what he's got, a TS808. So I'm going to take the delay off and play without and then play with. So this is without. And then push it in. Tons of sustain, a little bit more compression, and again, for the slightly thicker lead tones that Noel Gallagher does, he does that whole. Now if I put the delay in.
That works, doesn't it?
I mean, if nothing else, it's just a great setup, you know.
But it is a great rig, yeah. And the same as with this, you could play any kind of music with that.
Yeah.
Maybe not metal, but getting into the realms of kind of dirty rock.
Yeah, you do Foo Fighters hard rock with it. You could do blues, jazz even. These guitars are great for jazz.
Yeah.
So
Country, anything.
I mean, personally, I think this is a fantastic sounding rig. So whether or not you want to use it to sound like Oasis is besides the point. I'm saying this is just a great sounding rig, and that as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. And to be fair, in the comments, we sometimes see people questioning why you'd want to sound like this specific artist. And I guess the idea is you might not want to sound like Oasis, but you might like one element of Oasis's sound. So therefore, pick and choose. I mean, I think we've, throughout all these series, some of the artists have specific really, really nice tones. And so if you went, I could have that from that, that from that, that from that, and then and build your own thing.
So there we go. Those are the rigs that sound like Oasis.
Yeah.
Super straightforward, great fun, great sounds.
These straps, by the way, are about $17.99. So
I didn't even talk about mine. Mine's got the actual Union Jack on it there. So you got Scotland, Wales, and England technically on this here.
Well, technically, Wales isn't represented, but
it's not.
It is by heart.
Yeah, but there you go. So that's for extra Oasis points. But anyway, that's the gear. We hope you've enjoyed this.
Yep, so all the links for all the gear is in the description box below as usual. And as usual also, we want to hear what you thought. And we want to hear who you'd like to see next. So comment below, please.
There you have it. This has been Sounds Like on Andertons TV. I've been Rabea.
And I've been Matt.
Goodbye.